It was always a wonder of mine for many, many years as to why it took so long for Nigeria to get official music tracking and statistics. There are various times where this should have perhaps been justified. During times of the early thousands with the likes of Two-Face or Too Bad by Now, the band and P-Square breaking through, or 2005 when MTV introduced MTV Base Africa and a category in the European Music Awards, or even moments in 2011 at the good old Choice FM's introduction of Afrobeats Radio, or BET also introducing a Best International Act Africa category. If these weren't enough, it really should have been in the international reach of Oliver Twist, the band, and No Easy P-Square.
They sing and they dance and the people they rejoice, yeah.
Such should have surely seen at least something being introduced. By the time Essence WizKid was active, music charts and certification systems were in operation. It really would have been nice to, have had such things back in the day for measuring, comparison, tracking, etc. purposes, especially from times of the early thousands where the digital side of things such as downloads and then streaming were coming into play. Just as needed, as there was no true comprehensive way to see how popular particular songs were going back. With this said, Go Wars had some years ago. The Play Data charts began at the end of 2015 going into 2016, operating on TV and radio airplay. However, still going to be short-lived, as things would draw to a close with the last chart coming at the end of 2017 and Play Data defunct in 2018. That was a quick rise and fall of the then Nigerian music charts, not to mention that they mainly focused on radio airplay and seemingly omitted streaming and sales data, which especially with the growth of streaming at the time and now, were very important factors to accurately represent the most popular music. After a 2.5-year hiatus, in the 2020 summer, another go was given. This time, this came in the form of the turntable chart, with things being a bit more fully fledged, with album charts, magazines, and much more. As said prior, this time the charts went even further, going across various platforms according to streaming, radio airplay, not so much shells, physical or digital downloads, a more multi-metric weighted system than prior. In March the following year, they partnered with We Talk Sound and launched a recording certification of Nigeria. So finally, also a music certification system, so one would finally be able to go back and see, what's reached what status in terms of plays, sales, and equivalents, etc. It'd be fascinating to see how well some of the legendary tracks across the years have done, / would have done. In the initial stages, RCM began only with music videos. There was a fair bit of, reservation around this due to the low quantity thresholds needed to achieve these certifications. However, what might be surprising for many is that, for instance, these high numbers of views you see on YouTube, for example, a high proportion of these aren't actually from Nigeria, which was evidenced via YouTube data. And of course, that's what counts here. Viewership, domestic plays, not, worldwide. Viewership from Nigeria. So despite all this, in typical Nigerian music fashion, this wasn't to last. In August, before even 6 months, the partnership with We Talk Sound and so RCM became inactive for some reason. It took another 18 months for another certification to come forth. Turntable themselves this time with the Turntable Certification System of Nigeria, so TCSN, for unit sales of albums, singles, and videos, seemingly based on streaming and digital downloads. It is to be seen how things will pan out in the time to come, as of course it is relatively early days. At the end of the day, at least there are now verified charts and certification systems, etc. No more looking abroad now.